to our ongoing series on transmuting your body into a powerhouse. And today, we want to talk about stress and also lack of recovery. So, first of all, let me ask you a question. Do you believe that stress is our enemy?
No.
No. That's odd. Now, most people would say yes, wouldn't they?
Yes, they would.
Okay, so explain that. Why is it not our enemy?
Well, I think that you're going to have stress regardless. I think for you to think that you won't ever have stress, you're going to get to a point where I will never, ever experience stress again.
That's stressful.
It's not possible. And I don't think we're supposed to be in that state. And it's the lack of recovery that's the enemy.
That's right. Stress is not the enemy. Mm-hmm. Please remember this. The enemy is lack of recovery. Now, there's a gentleman a scientist by the name of Selye, who's done massive research on stress. And he said there are two kinds of stress. Do you happen to remember what those two are, Bersaba?
Something E-stress and eustress.
That's close. Distress and eustress.
Eustress, distress.
And which one is the one that we typically call stress? Distress or eustress?
I think it's distress.
That's right. Distress is the one that we typically call stress. It ages us, it wears us out, it affects both our stamina and our resilience and our endurance. Eustress, spelled E-U-S-T-R-E-S-S, is a creative tension between where you are and where you choose to be. Now, this type of stress is really healthy, and it compels us to close the gap. And I know that makes sense to you. So, stress actually can be a good thing. In fact, anyone who works out knows that your body grows under what? Stress. We just had a hard workout this morning. But it's vitally important that you get plenty of
rest.
That's right. Recovery. Mm-hmm. You know, Bersaba and I recently changed our diet and our workout routine. We work out together, and we have for years. Mm-hmm. We realized that we were not getting enough time to recover. We believed at the time that our plan was solid. We would work out our entire body 3 days per week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Every single body part worked during every single workout with basically compound movements, which is heavy all-body movements. And then we followed by a day of rest. It seemed to work for a while, but then what happened?
So you're getting tired, draggy, hurting yourself, having injuries.
That's right. That's right. We realized we were overtraining. We were doing 12 sets for every single body part, hard and heavy, 3 times per week, followed by a day off from the gym. So we recently, because we were getting that feedback of low energy and tiredness and injuries.
Sure.
We recently revamped and started working out 2 body parts max per day. Mm-hmm. Each day for 3 days in succession, then followed by a day off. So in effect, instead of working every body part 3 times per week, we're now working every body part 2 times every 8 days.
Right. What he said. I just follow what he does.
She just follows along. But can you feel the difference in your energy and recovery?
Oh, for sure. Even in the muscle growth.
That's right.
It's made a huge difference.
Bears was skyrocketing. She's a mutant muscle builder.
Well, yeah, it's the genetics, I guess. But also in the retention of the excess fat has reduced as well. And the muscle build, it's definitely made a difference.
And that's a part of it, but there's also another part of it that has contributed to losing excess fat and muscle building. For several years, we were vegan.
Yeah, what a mistake.
Don't do that. We
shaved the ears off of our life.
Yeah, we felt pretty good for a while, didn't we? At first, we felt pretty good because our body was detoxing and we felt pretty good. Then we started losing muscle and energy. So
Sure.
now we eat a lot of what?
Red meat.
Red meat. And we'll talk-
Grass-fed and finished.
Grass-fed and finished. We'll talk more about that in a future session. And eggs, while still including large amounts of leafy greens. It's working way better. Now, you can't buy into everything you've been told, even from us. You need to test it for yourself. So that's made a big difference. It's helped us recover, and that's what it's all about. Finally, we'd be remiss talking about recovery if we didn't mention sleep. Sleep is the king of all recovery. Now, there were years, multiple years, where I was on the road nonstop. I averaged about 4 hours of sleep every single night. Don't recommend it. Now, my body did adapt to the schedule. The body is very adaptable. But I was always tired. Always tired. It was just not a good idea. The challenge, though, when it comes to sleep, is that the National Sleep Association can't even tell you, and this is their area of specialty, the National Sleep Association, can't even tell you how much sleep the average adult needs.
No.
You know, somewhere, sometime, they took 24 hours a day in a day and cut it up into thirds and said 8 hours for sleep, 8 hours for work, and 8 hours for Netflix or God knows what, you know, hopefully not Netflix. But nonetheless, the National Sleep Association can't tell you how much sleep we need. All they can tell you is that animals and baby need more. That's not much help. It's not much help. Now, what we'll suggest to you is it depends greatly on your activity level and your workload. If you work out hard and you work long hours, then you need more sleep. That's just how it works. Bershman and I shoot for an average of about 8 hours per night now. Now, some great hacks for getting good sleep is that you should never, ever go to bed after 11 p.m. Because science proves there's a cortisol spike in your body after 11 p.m., and this hinders good sleep. Also, this is a tough one for most people. You should retire all screens
Before bed.
at least 30 minutes
Yeah.
prior to going to bed. Why? Blue light. Blue light negatively affects your sleep. And if you wake up in the middle of the night and go to the restroom, don't look at X. All right? Don't look at your phone. Blue light has a compounded negative effect after 11. It's worse, even than it is before. Also, make sure your room is pitch dark to support your natural circadian rhythms. Finally, don't set your phone next to your bed on the nightstand. You want to reduce electromagnetic exposure during sleep as much as possible. While you can't reduce it entirely, reduce it as much as possible. By the way, if you use your phone like I do to set your alarm, set it across the room and you have a greater propensity to get up and turn it off instead of hit a snooze button.
It's debatable.
Yeah, for some people, they'll turn it off and go right back to bed.
Yeah.
Hopefully, this gives you some practical and immediately actionable tools for recovery and for transmuting your body into a powerhouse. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll talk to you again next
Bye.
week. God bless.